Hello everyone, it's me, Albert, and today we'll talk about a question that is, how many recesses should kids have at school? So in this presentation, we'll talk about this question and the pros and cons of having a recess. So now we'll dive in. So first, we'll talk about the opinions about recess. So as always, there will be a yes and a no. So our main purpose is we'll discuss why yes and why no. So now we'll talk about the pros of recess. The first pros is that if the kids have recess, they will be more attentive to the class because they have time to break and have times for their body to refuel. So the second pros is that they will have a high level of social interaction. So in a recess, a kid will talk with many people, friends in the class and friends from all over the school. So their social interaction will rise. The third pros is that the disruptive behaviors will go down because they have time to break and they will not feel tired and they will not act inappropriately. The fourth pros is that they will learn new skills like how to work in a team and how to be a good leader, because in a recess you have to work with your friend to play a game like football or whatever it is. So having a recess actually benefit the kids by helping them to learn new skill. So they will learn new skills under the supervisions of the teachers, not under their teaching. And the fifth pros is that the kids, if they have break, like I said above, if they have break, their brain will have time to refresh and their body will be more relaxed. And in a class, they will enjoy it more. So that is the fifth pros of recess. Now we'll move to the cons. So the first cons of recess is that if the instruments and the equipments of the school is not good enough, they're not in the correct standards, they can cause injury to the children. They can cause injury to them. So that is the first cons of a recess. The second cons is that if the school's security is not good enough, some strangers can go into the school and kidnap the children. So that is the second cons. The third cons is that if the recesses are too long, they can be wasting time wasting, because many precious time can be used to learn, and instead they used to for many long recesses that are not necessary. The fourth cons is that in the recess, it will be easier for bullier to bully other people, because usually the schoolyard is very large and a small number of teachers cannot supervise all the children. So bullying would be more often. So after we talk about the pros and cons of a recess, now we'll talk about how long should recesses be. So from my research, I know that the National Administration of Sport and Physical Education say that a recess, the time that kids have break in a day, should be at least 20 minutes. So in a school day, the children should have at least 20 minutes of break. So now we'll come back to the question, how many recesses should kids have at school? So personally, I think that there should be 2 recesses, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So the morning break should be at least 30 minutes, because as you know, the part of the school day in the morning is longer, so we can use to a lot more time of break. And in the afternoon, where the time is much shorter, we should have at least 20 minutes of break. So these are my opinions. And if you have any other opinions of how many recesses should kids have at school, please comment down below. So now we'll talk about the substitution for recess. So as you know, there are some schools who have a very short recess or even no recess at all. And they use the reason that they want to use most of the time to learn. So here I come up with a substitution for recess. So I have learned from my research and read from the books, the newspaper, that there's a school somewhere in Vietnam or somewhere in the world, I don't remember. They study for like, I remember they study for 10 minutes a subject, then they have a little break, and then they study 10 minutes of another subject. So each 10 minutes is each different subject. So they do that to make sure that the students are staying attentive, because if they study too long in a subject, the students can get bored. So the pros of that wise is that, like I said to you, the students will feel attentive and enjoy the class. The cons is that they can feel a shock, because each 10 minutes is a different subject. It can be hard for them to adjust. So I come up with a solution here. So first we'll study for 20 minutes, and then we'll have a break for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. After the break, we can study another 20 minutes. So we'll continue this process, study for 20 minutes, have a break, and then study for 20 minutes, have another break, and continue on. So this is my substitution for recess. So if you don't want to have recess, you can use this way, because I think that 20 minutes is the best time to study before break. And a break should be at least 5 minutes and at most 10 minutes. So in this time, your kids can talk freely, they can talk with each other, they can interact with each other, and you should let them dance and sing and do whatever the things that make them feel relaxed. And after the break, you can continue to study. So there's another thing that I have not yet talked about, this system that I create, that each 20 minutes you should study like a different subject. So I think that is the best kind of recess, that you can take small breaks between each subject. Okay, so now we'll move to our conclusion. So my conclusion is we should have 2 recesses in a school day for the kids, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The one in the morning should be 30 minutes and the one in the afternoon should be 20 minutes, because I think that those are the best time for the kids to feel relaxed and have enough time to play something. Because if you give them recess, they will feel relaxed, and like I said in the slide about the pros of the recess, they will feel more attentive and they will have a better academic performance. About the cons, they can be solved if the school keep a better eyes on their students. So that's everything about today's presentation. So if you find this video interesting and beneficial, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I want to give a thanks to those of you who have subscribed to my channel. That's everything for today. Thank you for watching this video and goodbye. See you next time.